record.
Come on, I'm too schnell.
Okay, we are just waiting for the speaker who will join us in short. He was here before, so I have his laptop, so I'm sure he will be back. In the meantime, you can use the drinks, have a drink while you are listening, so feel free. Please fill out our registration form so we have track who participated and how many people we had. If you didn't already, it's near the drinks, so before you get a drink you should have put a signature. So, and Davide is joining us. Okay, then let's start the Software Developers Thursday. Some will join us later on, but I think we should be punctual with the starting, so who were diligent and punctual don't have to wait for the others. So, you find the name Stefano Seppi here. As you know, Stefano Seppi, together with Lisa Geyer, are organizing this series, Software Developers Thursday, and 1 week a year people can go on vacation also at Neue Tech Park. So today Stefano is not here because he's on vacation, and I will do the honors and try to be the moderator of this evening. As Stefano reminds you, usually the Software Developers Thursdays are an event we use to create a community of software developers in South Tyrol. So the main goal of this evening is for you to know each other, to get to know each other, and the topics we choose together with the speakers, with the experts, have to match our specialization strategy. Every technology sector in NOI, which are 4: green, food and health, automotive automation, and digital. Every technology sector has defined a specialization strategy, which we are trying to implement till 2030. And the specialization strategy in digital foresees 3 specialization areas, which are the 3 pillars here. So we have Internet of Things, especially data collection. So the idea is that sensors and technology, but also humans, provides data. The main pillar, the central pillar, is then the platform to share data between startups, companies, researchers, because without data it's really difficult to create interesting applications, interesting digital solutions. So we also provide through a platform we host called Open Data Hub, or you find it on opendatahub.com. We provide access to this data, and then once we have data and possibly high quality data, we can do data processing. Today we call it often artificial intelligence, and the idea is to create then business models, not only technology, but also mobility as a service solutions, and you name it, out of the data. So the talk today, which is provided by Davide Montesin. So Davide is expert in our network, an old friend, I would say, old not in the sense of age, but we know each other, I think, more than 20 years, I would say. So people know now that we are quite young. And when I got to know Davide, he was CTO of companies in South Tyrol, then director of companies, so he has a long many years of expertise, and he knows what the problems on the fields are for IT, for software developers, for IT companies. And then he decided to create a startup which has been incubated 4 or 5 years ago, here?
Five
already, 5 years ago here at the startup incubator at Noi, and now his company. So he has his offices in one of the D buildings, these ones here.
The first one,
D1. And it's a company here at the Noi Tech Park, and we'll talk about testing, how AI can help us to do software testing. Can we outsource our work to the AI already? That's my question, and then let's see what you will bring us. And at the end of the half an hour around input speech by Davide, we will have a discussion round, and that's the main part of the conference, not to diminish your contribution, but the main part is to have community building. And usually what we do after the speech, we ask everyone to say his name and to introduce himself with 3 words. And if Davide, you are okay with it, I would anticipate. So we know who is in the audience while you are talking, and everybody can kind of already prepare the questions for the discussion round. So let me start as a template. My name is Patrick Honewein, Noi Tech Park, and the 3 words are open data, open source, and open communities. Please stand up, please.
Yeah, my name is Chris Mario. The 3 words are, there are girls here. So because you said introduce himself.
Okay, you are correct. Him and herself. Okay, sorry for that. The speaker last.
Simon Dalvai, Noi Tech Park, Open Data Hub, Mobility Data, and Go.Tech.
Hamza Jamil. I work upstairs at Care4U, JavaScript, and Go.
Andreas Podata, DevOps, data, community.
Dietmar Herrensteiner, programmer for 35 years.
Daniel Demetz, I'm a lead data scientist at PsyEnergys and put software in production.
Challenger.
Hi, I'm Federico Franceschini, software developer, Java, C#, C++, and very, very new here. So 3 days.
Oh.
I'll take away.
Welcome.
Hi, my name is Simone. I work for Wolftank. My 3 words are AI, compliance, and security.
Andre Calvo, software developer at Webware. My 3 words are IoT, data, and artificial intelligence.
We can pass to Eduardo.
I am Eduardo Guerra. I am a teacher and researcher from Univiseta, and it's 3 words. Okay, so framework, software design, software architecture.
Thank you.
Luca Pasquarelli, Noi Tech Park, and 3 words: open data, community, and innovation.
Okay.
I'm Georgiana Bull, the software developer at Ecosphere, and my 3 words for today will be problem solving, detail orientation, and resilience.
I'm Luca Rainone, I'm a freelance developer. My 3 words are progress, process, and programming.
Thank you. And now we give the mic to Davide, who will introduce himself and start the presentation. Thank you, Davide.
Okay, thank you. Should you show the next upcoming edits, maybe?
I will do that at the end.
At the end, okay.
Sorry.
So welcome, everybody. My name is Davide Montesin. I think Patrick has can tell a lot for me. So my 3 words I can say testing, startup, and open. Okay. presentation. I will show you something about my journey with AI and what are some experiments I have do with it. So let's. I will start with presentation, simply to give some context, some information. But I have even prepared some demo. I think it will be fine because a lot of fun, because it's really interesting what is possible to do. Okay, so let's start with let's say a short implementation. I will first tell a little about our service, and so to understand what was then the process to how to integrate AI and so on in this context. So the service we provide is functional and regression testing of software-based software. So, for example, using Selenium to check the functionalities. Then there are another possibility, more maybe that require less configuration, and is checking error on web pages, broken links, for example, to avoid I don't know, waste of money if you are on it. Searching for images that are missing or too big. Another scope we are working on is about compliance. So because when we check the web page, it was not bad to even check the page regardless of standard, and so in the last months we have made some advance in checking accessibility or food regulations. I mentioned food regulation because when an EU website or e-commerce sells some food products, should meet some requirements as the same as it will be selling a shop. The last one is about quality and compliance of data. So what we are working is for Open Data Hub. We are in the process of creating a tool for checking the quality of the data. But we are working even with the OJP standard that lets communicate transport, exchange transport information between transport operator. Linking Alps, that is again a mobility project between not only for operator for Italy, but even for Germany and so on. And it is required that the communication work well with different operators. And the last one is news for the last months. Is even Alpine meets the standard about tourism, the local standard about tourism. We are in the progress of making a certification and even to see if we can introduce this certification in our tools, and how can we, for example, some part of the certification automate. Okay. And this is the context, so what we do, and the idea was some months ago how we can improve our service using AI, how can be used. Typically, many will create a chat to interact, for example, in which you say what's, for example, the service you have, or something like this. But my idea, maybe because I have a developer background that does not die, My idea was to try to find something more that remain at word level, let's say creating chat or copy-paste of text between some software or, I don't know, some errors and the chat. And so, for me, would be very useful if I can use AI to do some more concrete tasks, some operational tasks. Now, I have seen this potential to AI, no? Not limit AI simply to process information, give you some recommendation, help, but try to use the AI as, let's say, an assistant, maybe as something like this. And so, I have tried different ways, I have read different documentation, until I have think, why not try to connect AI with catch and solve service? So I mean, bind these two possibilities together and let AI interact with tools. So I mean, really connecting, for example, to an API or start a program and so on. By this way, I can try to improve our service, and maybe I can even reduce my effort during the daily activity. But how to connect the AI with tools? And so some months ago, I have not clear idea about this. I have think maybe I should train a model. I don't know. I give the model my service, some specification, and try to make it this way. Or sometimes I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can intercept the message, and because, for example, as you know, you can ask the AI to create some code snippet, for example. No? And one idea was, why not, for example, intercept this code snippet and run it automatically or locally. And another thing was, okay, but in this case, will the AI call directly the service and the API? How? Because there is even authorization issue. So how should we make this? I don't know if in the audience have some problem like this or think something about this, some experience. No.
Well, the idea is to use agents, so isn't it called like agents that you activate tools?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what's is going on. So after many trial research and so on, I discover functional calling. I don't know, I think these terms come from OpenAI, so I don't know if it's more general, but the idea is to try to bind AI with some operational software. So I have investigated this possibility. How is possible to do this? And the way to use functional calling with AI is to define, when you define the thread, you start a thread, a chat thread, so that interact with the user, at this moment, you can add some formal specification about the tool that can be used during the discussion with the user. So typically works by this way. When you provide the tool, a list of tools to the AI, is the artificial intelligence that decide when to talk with the user or when to invoke a tool. So if you have a question, you write a question, please, I like to check this website, is the AI that will maybe ask you more information, or he thinks that has enough information to start the tool. Because the AI has a formal description of the parameter, so the description is very technical, so you define this function is called with this technical name, it's required a parameter URL of type text string, it's required some authorization code and so on. And so the AI, when interact with you, try to have all the information, and when he thinks it can be useful to call the tool, he will invoke the tool. This response a question I have written before. Now, who call the tool? Now, who will call the tool? Is, for example, I don't know, in my case, it was OpenAI. Is OpenAI that make a post to some API, or how is it working? What I discover is that really OpenAI or the AI provider does not call directly the API, but it sends back a special message, a special response that contains the tool invocation again in a formal way. So the message is not simply text or does not contain text, but is flagged as a special message and contains, for example, a JSON that has all the parameters that should be passed, the name of the tool that should be called. So it's working. So it's up to you to call the right tool. So you have give the AI the list of tools with all the specification. In some cases, they send this special message, and when you detect this, you have all the technical information to call the tool and to return the response back to the AI, so it's know which was the response of the tool. Clear? Okay, it's fine.
That means I, as a user, get the information how I can call the tool, and then gives the response of the tool to the AI. Or?
No. This is does not is not the end user that receives this information. For example, in my case, I use the API of OpenAI. And so I have a backend layer that is between the user and the API. No? The browser does not call directly the API of OpenAI. And so the communication goes through my backend. Yeah. And by this way, I can intercept this kind of message and invoke the tool before the message goes to the user. So it's required a layer between the model and the user that intercept the message. So again, about my question that have some months ago. So if I like to make check broken links, search for problematic image compliance and so on, the way can one way. So what I think was interesting is not to teach to the AI how to, for example, all the specification of the accessibility, but I can say if you want to check for accessibility, you can use this API to have a response that is out of. So you can trust this kind of response for this. Okay, so of course in my case I have tried to, for example, integrate the already existing tool of catch solve with the AI, so I can reuse the already well-established service. So checking the link is already a service that is working fine, and so I have simply bind the AI with this kind of service. Okay, I will not make too much presentation. So we have a small demo. In the demo, we will see I have two web page. I will check. So as example, I have even open if somebody like to check in real time some website. We can even see what's is coming on. And so what we will see in the demo is open a page and using AI and the catch and solve web service, checking for error, accessibility, and food regulation on the page. This is what is idea. First, some more information I will tell now because I think that when we are in the demo time, then we will maybe discuss and we will forgot to come back. First, this prototype is very experimental, so it can expect crash and problems. So please understand this. But another things, because I want even to improve it, but another things I have noticed is that with playing with AI is not so easy because sometimes provide different response for the same history. So you ask the same questions and on some step the answers is different as the previous time. No? So, for example, reproducing problems sometimes not so easy. No? I have a problem, I would like to reproduce, but will respond with another response or another code. So this was a bit surprising. Another things I think I better investigate is the amount of data that can be exchanged between AI and tool. At the moment I have seen that is quite limited. So for example, was not so easy to collect all the HTML code, for example, and give this to the AI. But because sometimes the response was too big a request, simply. But it was required to extract some information or pre-process the code so that the AI has some summarized information and not all the raw data. Another things I have, and maybe can even happen when we try, when you introduce tools in the chat thread, it's happened that sometimes randomly call tool with random parameters. So that you don't expect. For example, I don't know, if you ask a food recipe, something not related with maybe testing, and the AI maybe would open a web page and will guess a word to open, for example, ricetta, risotto, or something like this. No? So it thinks that maybe the tool can help to find some information about the recipe you are searching. And by this problem, I have had some confirmation buttons in this prototype that let me to approve that I will now open some link and not maybe do something not really interesting. The last slide are the next steps. For sure, for me was interesting. It was a nice journey, and the idea is to activate a process for an ADR funding, the funding that offer the Neutech Park about artificial intelligence, and starting from this experience, the idea will to extend it, for example, to call multiple tools to do a task. Now what we see is only one tool, but the idea is maybe to provide list of tools and let the AI maybe do some orchestration. So for do this task, I first, I don't know, grab the page, then I save the result in the database, and so on. And maybe converting data between format. And so, for example, even to interact with API, files, database, or to try to extend or to see the limit of this situation. Where are the limits? What can I do and what's not? And there are also technical aspects, other things are, but for example, even privacy issue. So when I use it, I will use AI for do this operation. It would be nice. Also, is typically other company that I help, so it would be nice that also all the information of mine private, and so I will like them. I like even to discover better about privacy issue, or maybe using some local model more tailored for this step. Okay, so now we have seen some background information, and now let's play with some prototype. Okay, so I have prepared two URL. As you see, the prototype is very, very basic. I will write in Italian because until now I've tried with this. If I write English, I don't know what to expect. Puoi stare in sito.
This is a human microphone stand.
Oh, thank you very much. But it's not so. Okay. No, I can. No, it's only some character, not need to write too much. Okay, as you see, the AI now has asked to scan this website, so it's fine because it's matched. No, what's it? Bigger?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. So this is a simple button I have put to avoid this random invocation of tool. And now when I press OK, I tell you what happens. It will invoke a catch and solve service. We will see this because it will open a browser automatically. Typically, this kind of scan work headless, so without see anything. I have to think, okay, for this prototype would be nice to see what's happened. On the other side, typically when we do a test, we make a video recording, we highlight the elements that are tested, but for simplicity, in this case, it's quite simple, and it was not made so deep. So let's check. So as you see, the website was opened by the tool. Information are collected, and now, okay, now this is the response about these things we have said. Errors, accessibility, and food. So, in this case, say, okay, accessibility is not good. Okay, I choose my website to not, but if you like, we can even check your...
Check noise website.
Okay, we check the website, okay. Yeah, we have even the contract to check the noise website, so...
Every time the same result, or it may give also different results.
You want to see is a fake response, or...
No, it's responses depend also on...
of the website, yeah.
No, if you repeat the same test, does it give the same result?
No, it's what I have written before, it's give a different result.
That means that the next time your website will be accessible?
No, it's no. so different, no. But sometimes, for example, point more weight on the accessibility problems and say simply enter some logs. Sometimes point more on logs, so it's so instead not really that is an opposite situation. So in this case, say okay, on your website the major problem is the contract, the color contracts. No, you know that we use blue and green, so this is a kind of, and say this is not very good. And then say there is some error in a JavaScript file, but is simply info log, so not really bad. I don't know what you like to ask. Maybe more information about the accessibility. Maybe.
How can I fix this?
Okay. Okay. Am I in Italian maybe or also? See. Okay, and in this case, I think he will respond with some information about accessibility, but are quite general in this case. So it's a which should be the ratio between of the contracts. Maybe we can even ask quale regola sto violando. Yes. No, I think this is the not the rule, but the guideline. So this is what's. If you like, we can try to first to ask exactly the same and to see if the, for example, if the response change. Copy.
You hope it is fixing itself.
Yeah, one idea is also the interaction between the applicant. Can you please access the CMS and fix it?
Stuck in. I use a password.
Yeah.
Good access.
Okay, let's try the same. I think the artificial intelligence find the limits can be. Okay, again. To scan, okay. Something different is because before was info somewhere. Okay, so. Similar.
It looks less specific than the
less specific. But as you see, is sometimes is different. Let's try 3 times. So no, it's simply to because it's something is.
But the call is always the same.
The call is always the context. The call when I refresh the page, it will start from exactly the same situation. So.
But please note that usually there is a seed you can give.
At
least in the open, I don't know especially about OpenAI, but the open models all have a seed. And if you give the same seed, they respond exactly the same.
Okay.
So you might look if there is a seed also there.
Okay. So in this case, again has repeated a similar of the previous one, info, no? The first
then
one.
now gives the number of the line.
And the number of the line, for example, in this case. And so as you see, is a little just changing something.
It's also the first time it didn't say which guideline it was violating, and then it said probably it's based on the previous interaction as well, because here in the last line it was Iliano, the risolvere in class, so what you were asking the question.
But is this a new session?
Each time is a new session, particularly it does not remember. No.
Like one of my, let's say, because in a sense it's capturing something that you wanted to do, but if someone starts asking about other stuff and even try to make your tool to say that your, for example, a company that is your, let's say, compete with you is better than, his own website, say, because people kind of play with these AI tools to make them, because then it's not the AI saying that, it's your website. Then, the catch solve tool told that the competitor is better, or so in a sense, people can start other random conversations, right? That is out of the scope. Right?
Sure. Let's try, for example, if I repeat una ricetta di pasta. Let's try something like this. Okay, in this case, but sometimes try to use the tool to, as I said before. But it's very difficult because it's really not deterministic. You know, maybe the seed you see is I don't provide seed, so maybe it's randomly generated in each session. Maybe it's not.
Yeah, that is likely, but also you can restrict it a little bit with prompting. For example, you can tell it to just be in the scope of checking websites. And the answer, I don't know if something else is answered.
Was a question. But we have to provide always the URL.
we can also, like with the pasta, so if I say take a look at the catch solve website, is going as well to do, or we have to provide the URL?
Well, let's try.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we can try. I have already tried, it's not so bad.
But because it's the same chat.
Ah, okay, in this case it's the same chat, yeah. This has understand. Let's refresh the chat and repeat. Okay, let's see, has Wes catchsolve.com? No, it does not exist. No, it does not exist. So, as you see, sometimes try to Wes what can be something to test, no, without.
Se chiedi fa lo scan del sito del Noi Tech Park,
Ok.
trova il sito. È nella stessa
Ah, la domanda?
Sì.
Ok. Ah, se lo facciamo qui.
Magari Noi Tech, Spazio Tech Park.
Spazio, qui, non so. Di Bolzano. In this case, let's make,
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
Do it.
It will explode. Cookie banner.
Cookie banner, but this is not wrong. Let's see. Okay, in this case, I have already done this before to be prepared. In this case, they say about accessibility has found some issue and is the order for the H section, H1, H2, H3, that maybe H3 is before and H2, something like this. No errors.
No errors.
No errors. So, at the moment, is this one what has detected on the Noether pathways.
Maybe to play just to see how it handles questions in a different way. Maybe instead of asking to test the CatchSolve website, ask what your grandmother would think about the CatchSolve website.
Okay.
Something like that.
Providing the URL?
Yes, providing.
Okay.
So to see if it's going to, probably someone that has some age and so.
Allora, cosa penserebbe mia nonna del sito? So. Excuse me?
Let's see.
Scan of the website. So I think the grandmother opinion is not in this case used.
But let's see, for example, if it's going to, because if it suppose something, see.
The problem with the color can be.
And you see that even it knows that your grandmother, maybe it's a programmer, because that's she will think about the JavaScript.
In the logs.
Is it possible to see the prompt you're sending, or is this a trade secret?
No, the prompt I send is exactly this what I wrote here. So this is exactly the prompt I see.
You don't add some...
No, I don't add anything.
Okay.
The only thing is hidden, let's say, are these technical message between the AI and back. So when it's open the browser, it means that the AI has sent me some technical message. Please call this tool with this parameter. And
then you send it a prompt with the output.
Right. I send the prompt, in this case with a role tool, no? Because normally the message has a role, no? System, user. I send back but even the output of the tool, I send the raw. I not convert some structure. It is interesting because if you send back a JSON, for example, if you call these accessibility errors as attribute and then an array, he understands that this attribute is it's record the accessibility problems. No?
You asked it, Miss Canzoni C to XY. He came up with these accessibility problems. Nowhere did you prompt it to check for accessibility? It just came up itself with accessibility?
No, okay, no, because when I have first defined it, I think the definition we can even
there is probably a system prompt or something where you
to see the code.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We want to see the code.
Okay. Okay, I show you the...
Yeah, okay, so that's the one. Sei assistente per supportare gli utenti a
yes,
presentare la
yeah.
pagina. Okay, that's what I meant. Yeah, right.
And this is the function definition, no? Script web page with catch solve, description of what it's doing. And when I start the tool, I will return as different categories of information, log, errors, accessibility problem, food problems, and so on. And then based on what the AI read, then can say, for example, until now has not said there are food problems because the tool has responded no food errors in this web page, no? So it's not reported. So it depends what it's read. But as you see here, you say the parameter, but you don't see the return structure. The return structure is then read by the AI and try to understand which by name, using the name of the attribute or the values, which kind of information are you providing.
And the return is specified by your tools, like the catch and solve API.
Right. This is why I have seen in the previous slide. No, I have not teach to AI how to, for example, all the accessibility problems, how to check accessibility problems. But I said for accessibility, you can call this tool. Catch solve will collect all the accessibility problems using tools, algorithms, and so on. And then report this information to the AI. So the AI can be stupid about how to check, let's say, but he knows that has a tool that can do for this for it.
Can you, when you do a call, can you activate in the browser the console? You see the
No, because so I have said before, there is the browser, there is a backend, and there is the model. And the tool is between the backend and the model.
The backend is developed in, what is it?
It's developed by me in Java. Java backend. Quite simple. The language is not so important. Please.
How does the analysis do with the animation in a website?
Excuse me, indeed.
So there are a lot of websites that have animation like the text that are triggered only with using the mouse, let's say, and browsing the website.
Mm-hmm.
So how does the analysis do with animations?
No, also in this case it's quite difficult to analyze animation, but when the browser is open and all the page is loaded, even all the JavaScript is executed and so on, it will, by the tools, the catch solve tools, it will be read the HTML code, even hidden HTML code, so all what is available on the page, and then this static information is analyzed. So in this case, is not move the mouse somewhere.
So let's say I have a box of text that I'm saying display none or opacity 0 because I'm doing animation on that. So will it give a problem on accessibility because it's not visible?
Yes, from when I test a web page, I can detect if an element is visible or not. So it should provide this information to better understand.
But it will not erase an error because there is an invisible element.
No.
So you will in your solve in yours these elements because they are not visible. I think that was the question.
No, if I just correctly, he's analyzing all the elements even if they are not visible.
Yes.
Visible or
Yeah.
but they are visible on the code.
Okay.
Yes, typically I analyze all, but as said before, I have the information if an element is visible or not. So in case can I use to, for example, remove not visible element. But typically I will try to check all what I find.
But this is more in your catch and solve code.
Right. This is also, we have only connected the two words, no? So the AI use catch solve that are not stupid algorithms, so there are something that was developed, and the result is returned back to. As said before, is even.
So is this tool, but also only checking the endpoint or the whole website?
No, this tool only check the web page that is provided.
Okay, because
for simplicity.
So Pack is only looking at the home, or if we provide the home link, well, or also all the under the.
No. In this case, the function I provide check only the URL provided. But for example, speaking of the Noitec part, we already make a recursive scan, let's say, that's from all the pages, but not with this prototype, a service that read all the menus and then open all the. Okay, so I think it will be even interesting to try some food information, some food check, excuse me. First, maybe let's see what I have choose. I have simply choose one product on Amazon. So I have tried to not to test some sensible website with problems, but we can even try to okay, let's make the similar question. Mi testi questo sito. Sì, meglio, maybe this page. Okay. Fermi again. Okay, now in background is reading all the information, let's say. Ooh, okay. This is something different. So in this case, I've put more importance to accessibility.
But did you, in your system form, ask it to check the ingredients also?
Excuse me?
In the system forms, did you ask it
Yeah,
to check the
yeah,
ingredients?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's why it's giving you the ingredients.
Yes, there are three categories because these are the three categories I see. I have seen it will be checked. No? Logs, accessibility, and ingredients, depending on what is found on them. But in this case, I put more, let's say, importance to accessibility, and say area hidden non devono essere focalizzabili. So So it has been something not perfect on this website. It should be even understand if maybe the cookie banner has created this problem. I don't know. In case if it is a specific website, we can even click, for example, on the cookie banner before the scan, not to avoid this kind of problem. Then let's report some information in the error, in the console of the browser. So it's a little button and so on. And then has found ingredients, and it say that gli ingredienti sono scritti con la parola tutto in maiuscolo come richiesto. What means is maybe is something that does not know the regulation maybe in your. These are the ingredients, and as you say, maybe I go. Yeah. Soya has uppercase. It is not a case, it is not a typo, because allergeni, I don't know how to say in English, should be written different as the normal ingredient. For example, typically it was better to have all uppercase, for example, or bold, or something like this. And so it say, okay, I have found this ingredients, and it meets the food regulation rules. Let's, in this case, was a simple that problematic ingredients as written with the uppercase. So this is a.
Is the sensor white also? Uppercase, the sensor is that on the Amazon.
This one? Yeah. Interesting. I don't know if, let's see if sensor was even. Okay. Yeah, okay, this was written in a max with the wrong case.
Is it wrong, or is it by regulation that you can write without gluten, sensor gluten?
No, sensor, I think in this case is not a problem, no? Because
but maybe the regulation says that sensor gluten has
to rewrite.
You can do that, no? To emphasize it.
Yeah.
Sensor
But so what was the most important is this one, no? Because. And what is interesting in this case, we can use more AI power, because AI can understand what an allergen is, no? Also, as information, for example, it can understand that zucchero is not something that can is an allergen, no? So we can even stress a little, quindi rispetta. Yeah, it's saying, okay, for me,
it's fine.
It's fine. This product is fine.
I have
Okay.
a question.
Yeah.
So you use now AI to start your tool.
Yes.
Do you see a real use for it? So will it improve the use of catch solve and combine it with other tools, or how do you see the advantage of using now AI? Because it's basically you are just prompting AI, and the AI is just calling your tool. You could have called your tool by your own, so it's not giving a lot of added value at the moment. But do you see that you will introduce this AI in the workflows of your users, or?
It depends a little because, for example, for food regulation, I think in this case AI can be not simply replaced with I call simply the tool, because if I call simply the tool, I should create a list of ingredients of allergen and so on. So in this case, I don't have programmed a database, for example, of ingredients, but I can use the knowledge of the AI to maybe differentiate between the kind of ingredients. Maybe it's not perfect, no, because, but can have some hint.
So added knowledge.
In this case, I think is possible. And the other one, for example, for accessibility, this can be maybe do by the tool, no, simply. But here I would like to try to make work the things we have tried before. So, for example, how can I solve it? And so in this way, I like to try to have some information to give to the AI or to the tool that even help you to solve the tool. So on my website, there is a problem with the contracts. How can I solve it? For example, in this case, I can't give the AI all the HTML code, no, because it was too big. But for example, if I can do this, I can, for example, give the HTML code or CSS code and say, can you please propose me how to fix this? So try to create something that can be interesting. And another thing I will not underestimate is even the integration. So instead of copy and paste between different tools, that you can say, no, if you find a problem, please check the CSS, or please see on this website how to can fix it. So
I don't know, but maybe, for example, if you don't want to call your food test every time, the AI can tell you, is this page about food?
Okay.
And imagine if you have, I don't know, 15 services about different stuff that don't apply to all pages. It can even help you to know which kind of thing applies to each page. I don't know. So just a guess.
Okay. Somebody want to test some other website? Or?
Yeah, please test mine.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect.
I don't know.
I will copy here. This one, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I can please check my website. Let's see if
I'm not that
no.
famous.
Okay.
I'm not in the pre-trained data, probably.
Okay.
better give it the website.
Well, I would be curious which Chris Meyer you would find.
Yeah. There are a few that are before me, I guess.
Yes, another goal for this tool can be for marketing purpose. No? Putting, for example, on a website, and then the person try to use the service through the scan.
Ui. I landmark siano univoci.
Univoca non accessibile, fatto moderato. Qua, in this case, give you a link to the documentation for this problem, let's say. In this case, has give the rule, the regulated rule. So
I'm not sure I even know what landmarks are.
Yeah.
let's ask. Let's ask. Rosa. So, that's it.
Sono forse di anchors. No.
Sezioni specifiche.
Ok. That one, okay.
Header, footer.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, it has not access to the HTML code, no, but maybe with access to HTML code, it can maybe say which one.
Okay.
No.
Why doesn't he have access to the?
Because he gets the output of the catch solve tool, not the original.
Okay.
No. Okay. So, as you see, in this case, I've helped it.
Okay. But the GPT 3.5 does not see the whole HTML, right? It just sees the output of your scan.
No, the problem was more that the request to ChatGPT it will be too big with all the HTML code.
Okay.
I should find some way to shrink. So there is some limits, so I cannot put. I don't know.
But your tool here has a line that says the problem is with the nav landmark.
Yes.
And so ChatGPT sees that log and says.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The tool has reported nav with this, and so now you have an idea of what to try to fix.
Okay. Yeah, that was the Hugo template that has that problem.
Okay, sure. Okay, another website. Okay, maybe later when all the registration is closed. Okay.
Well, it can be an ad for your website. It's on YouTube then.
Okay. Okay, this was the presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much. I think question we have already spoken, or somebody has
There are more questions?
More questions,
or maybe during some drink. You have a question? No. Or maybe during the drinks then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So please, with that next event.
Okay, so we close this Software Developers Thursday. Thank you, Davide, for this information about how to use AI to activate agents, I think is the technical term, no? So to use tools. Announcements, what are the next appointments for us next month? So as you know, the Software Developers Thursdays are always the first Thursday in the month. And next month we will have Eduardo Guerra from University of Bolzano talking about the JD way to evolving software architectures. So I'm very curious. I remember your first Software Developers Thursday here. It was a revival of a lot of movies and Marvel characters, superheroes. So I'm really curious to see your presentation next month. And if you have any suggestion or you would like to speak for a Software Developers Thursday, we have already some slots booked already in 2025, but you see there are many months still open. So if you have something you want to share with the community, please send just an email to Stefano, s.seppi@neupz.it, and he will try to find a free slot for the topic you are proposing. And remember, in November, 8th and 9th of November, we will have the SFSCon here. It will be many of you attended probably, you know it will be a big happening. Probably we will have more than 100 speakers and around 1,000 people using the Neue Tech Park to share knowledge about digital technologies. And we will also have a hackathon, which will happen here probably. Last year there were 80 participants at the hackathon alone, so I think we will reach the 100 participants. I see the nice t-shirt over there, and so please use it. The tickets are free thanks to the sponsors, the supporters we have. 1006.org, Catch Solve, and many others are supporting the SFSCon. Thank you very much for that. And that's all. Thank you, and enjoy the drinks and the networking. Thank you very much.
Thank you.